Close your eyes and listen. The night hums with secrets older than memory. A silver wind drifts across unseen horizons. Somewhere between dream and eternity, a throne waits. It is not built of marble, nor carved of stone. It shimmers with thought, memory, and timeless breath. The eternal dream throne of Athena. A place whispered of in the hush of oracles. A place not for conquest, but for seekers of truth. Every step toward it begins not with strength, but with silence. An owl spreads its wings across the dark sky. Its eyes reflect wisdom where shadows linger. Follow the wings, and you follow the path. The path into a realm where time bends like light, where past and future meet in soft, unfolding echoes. This story is not about battles, but about becoming. Not about crowns, but about clarity of spirit. The throne is hidden within dreams, yet real as your breath. It calls to those who listen, not to those who demand. And tonight, you will walk with me toward that call. The night is still, and the stars breathe with quiet patience. In the silence, a whisper curls like smoke from an unseen flame. It is the voice of the oracle, ageless, calm, and filled with mystery. The words rise not from earth, but from the deep chamber of dreams. They say, there is a throne beyond waking, where Athena keeps her light. Not a throne of kings, not a seat of power, but a place of wisdom. The eternal dream throne calls to no warrior, no conqueror, no tyrant. It opens only for the seeker who carries questions more than answers. The oracle speaks again, each syllable falling like drops into a still pool. You will hear the call in silence when the heart is ready to listen. The sound is not a command, but an invitation, soft as a breath of dawn. It is a summons that stirs not fear, but a longing to understand. The dream does not appear at once, nor does the path unfold in haste. The seeker must pause, breathe, and let the hidden doors reveal themselves. The oracle's voice is gentle, like stone polished smooth by flowing water. Follow not the noise of the world, but the whisper of your own soul. At that moment, the air changes, as if time itself has slowed. The silence deepens, carrying with it a strange yet peaceful weight. The seeker closes their eyes, and in the darkness, light begins to grow. It is not fire, not sun, but the glow of something remembered long ago. A memory not of this life, but of countless lives that came before. The oracle whispers again, the throne waits not far, but within. The seeker feels the pull, like a tide moving inward to the shore. Dreams shift, weaving symbols into a fabric both strange and familiar. An owl appears, its wings wide, gliding across the dark horizon. Its gaze meets the seeker's, steady and clear, yet endlessly deep. The oracle's final words linger. Follow the owl, for it knows the way. And with that, the voice fades, leaving only the rhythm of breath. The seeker opens their eyes to find themselves in another place. A vast field stretches out, filled with silver grass that shimmers. Each blade sways, though no wind touches it, each glowing faintly. The air is cool, fragrant, filled with the essence of unseen flowers. Above, constellations shift, shaping patterns never known on earth. The owl circles once, then drifts forward into the distance. The seeker steps forward, each movement echoing softly in the field. The ground feels alive, humming as though remembering every step. The oracle's whisper is gone, but its presence remains like warmth. This is the beginning of the journey, not with battle, but with silence. Not with armor, but with the courage to listen, to follow, to trust. The seeker walks on, guided by the owl's steady wings of light. The dream realm unfolds gently, revealing itself layer by layer. It is not a path to be rushed, but a journey shaped by patience. Every step feels like a question, and every breath like an answer. The field narrows, becoming a trail lined with luminous stones. The owl lands upon one, its eyes glowing brighter than starlight. It watches, waiting, as though asking if the seeker will continue. The seeker nods, not in fear, but with quiet certainty. The first part of the journey has begun, carved in the silence of the oracle. The throne is far, but the heart has already taken the first step. And in the distance, beyond dream and beyond time, Athena waits. The owl drifts ahead, its wings cutting through the silence like threads of silver. Its movement is neither hurried nor slow, but steady, patient, eternal. The seeker follows, each step pressing softly into the glowing path. The field gives way to a forest of tall trees shimmering with pale light. Their branches twist toward the stars, as if speaking in a language of silence. Leaves shimmer like fragments of moon, whispering secrets as they fall. The owl perches upon a high branch, eyes gleaming with quiet fire. Its gaze is a lantern guiding the seeker deeper into the dream. Here, sound carries differently, as if every word holds a hidden echo. The seeker pauses, breathing in air heavy with wisdom, yet unspoken. From the shadows, a voice softer than night murmurs through the trees. The owl is not only a guide, but a keeper of clarity. The seeker listens, unsure if the words come from within or beyond. The owl turns its head, silent, yet its silence speaks volumes. Every feather glows faintly, each one like a page from an unwritten book. The seeker steps closer, and the forest responds with gentle light. Owls are sacred to Athena, not for strength, but for vision in darkness. Their sight pierces what is hidden, revealing truth beneath illusion. The seeker recalls stories told long ago, myths whispered at dusk. Yet here, the myth breathes, unfolding as reality beneath dreaming skies. The owl spreads its wings again, leaping into the glowing air. It glides toward an arch of branches woven into a natural gate. The seeker follows, each step echoing as though through chambers of time. Crossing beneath the arch, the world shifts with a subtle trembling. The forest clears into a vast meadow bathed in silver-blue glow. Above, constellations form new shapes, unfamiliar yet strangely known. The owl circles once, then lands upon a stone carved with symbols. The seeker kneels, tracing the carvings that pulse faintly with light. They are not letters, but shapes, whispers of thought older than speech. The owl hoots softly, a sound deep, calm, resonant with the earth itself. The seeker feels the sound ripple through their chest like warm thunder. It is not command, but encouragement, a reminder of the path ahead. The owl takes flight again, soaring toward the horizon of dreams. Its wings spread wide, scattering sparks like stars across the night. The seeker walks, guided not only by the owl but by inner calm. The forest fades behind, yet its whispers remain within the heart. Athena's presence is near, not as a figure, but as a sense of knowing. The owl is her messenger, carrying light where shadows would dwell. Each flap of its wings is a reminder. Wisdom is not rushed. The seeker breathes deeply, feeling both small and infinite in the vastness. The meadow narrows into a glowing path lined with silver stones. The owl waits ahead, perched upon the final stone of the path. Its eyes glow like twin moons, steady, patient, eternal. The seeker approaches, understanding without words that clarity has begun. This is not the end, but the gift of sight in shadow. The owl takes flight once more, vanishing into the horizon of dreams. yet its presence lingers, imprinted in the seeker's heart like firelight. The lesson is simple yet infinite: to see where others turn blind, to follow light not with haste, but with patience and humility. The seeker steps onward, knowing now the journey is guided by vision. And somewhere beyond, Athena's throne glows brighter, waiting in silence. The seeker walks beyond the meadow, guided by the quiet pull of the dream. The owl has vanished into shadow, yet its presence still lingers in the air. Ahead, a soft glow rises like mist, spreading across the unseen horizon. It thickens into shapes, drifting petals that shimmer though no trees stand nearby. As the seeker steps closer, the mist reveals itself as a garden of echoes. Here, forgotten dreams bloom like flowers, delicate and untethered to time. Each echo floats gently, a fragment of hope, memory, or unspoken desire. They hum softly, like a choir singing from a distance beyond memory. The seeker pauses, breathing in air filled with longing and hidden stories. Every dream here once belonged to someone who dared to wish. Some are bright, pulsing with laughter and the warmth of promise. Others are dim, trembling with sorrow, fading like leaves in autumn. Yet all are beautiful, woven together into the fabric of human spirit. A child's dream drifts past, glowing like a lantern on still water. It whispers of skies filled with kites, of joy too vast for words. The seeker reaches out, and the dream dissolves into gentle light. Another echo floats near, older, carrying the voice of weary hands. It tells of building a home, of shelter for love and belonging. The seeker listens, heart heavy, yet warmed by the quiet strength within. In this garden, no dream is wasted, even those that never came true. Each carries its own lesson, like seeds planted in unseen soil. The seeker walks further, surrounded by blossoms of memory and time. A shimmering echo brushes against them, soft as a feathered wing. It holds the dream of a traveler who longed for distant horizons. The sound of waves, the scent of salt, the call of endless skies. Though the traveler never left, the dream still flies freely here. The seeker understands. Dreams are not measured by fulfillment, but by essence. Even unfulfilled, they hold meaning, shaping the soul that carried them. The garden hums louder, as though acknowledging this quiet realization. The seeker kneels, hand resting upon a flower of pale silver. It opens, releasing an echo of laughter once shared and now lost. The sound lingers, sweet and fleeting, before fading into silence again. Tears form, not of grief, but of tenderness for what has been. The seeker rises, carrying the echo's warmth deeper into the journey. The path through the garden twists like a ribbon woven of starlight. Each turn reveals new blossoms, new voices, new forgotten hopes. The seeker feels both burdened and blessed by the weight of them. Every echo is a reminder that humanity is bound by shared longing. Dreams are threads tying countless lives into one eternal tapestry. The seeker reaches the garden's heart, where echoes swirl like constellations. Here, the whispers merge into a single tone, vast and resonant. It is not sorrow, not joy, but the harmony of countless voices. The seeker stands still, letting the sound wash through body and soul. The garden speaks without words. Nothing is ever truly lost. Every dream remains, shaping the world in ways unseen. The seeker bows their head, honoring the countless stories around them. The echoes drift higher, rising like stars to light the dream sky. The path forward opens, a gate formed of glowing blossoms. Beyond it lies the next step, waiting with quiet anticipation. The seeker breathes deeply, carrying the lessons of the garden within. The garden fades, but its echoes remain in the rhythm of the heart. The throne feels nearer now, glowing faintly in the distance of dreams. And so, the seeker steps onward, guided by the whispers of the forgotten. The seeker steps through the glowing gate, leaving the garden of echoes behind. The air shifts, cooler now, carrying the faint sound of flowing water. Ahead, a silver river winds through the dreamscape, luminous and alive. Its surface glitters like liquid moonlight, reflecting stars that pulse gently. The seeker approaches, but the river is not like any on earth. It does not flow only forward. It ripples in every direction at once. The sound is soft, like countless voices whispering in harmony. Each ripple carries more than light. It carries glimpses of truth. The seeker leans closer, seeing not only water, but reflections within. At first, they expect a face, familiar features mirrored back. But the surface shows something deeper, not flesh, but essence. The reflection is a shifting tapestry of memories, choices, and quiet truth. Childhood laughter flickers, moments of joy glowing like sparks. Regrets rise too, not sharp, but softened by the passage of time. The seeker watches, heart trembling with both comfort and unease. This river is not a barrier, but a mirror of the soul. It reveals what is carried within, whether hidden or long forgotten. To cross, one must accept the truth reflected without turning away. The seeker kneels by the riverbank, breathing slowly, steadying the heart. The reflections swirl faster, showing shadows and light interwoven as one. Moments of kindness surface, acts of love once offered in silence, but also moments of pride, of doubt, of fear held too long. The seeker closes their eyes, letting the images move like tides. A voice rises from the river, soft, resonant, endless as time. To walk forward, you must not deny what you carry. The seeker opens their eyes, seeing the reflection steady once more. They do not flinch, but nod quietly, embracing what is shown. The river brightens, its glow expanding like dawn, breaking in slow motion. The water no longer distorts, but clears into radiant calm. The seeker places a hand upon the silver surface. Instead of sinking, the hand rests as though on solid ground. Each step upon the river feels weightless, yet firm, as if held. Beneath their feet, reflections ripple outward, dissolving into light. The seeker walks carefully, yet with growing trust in each step. The river responds, carrying them forward with grace and quiet strength. Midway across, the water stills completely, holding them in stillness. The reflection rises again, but this time it is different. The seeker sees not the past, not mistakes, not fleeting joy. They see the self as whole, a being both fragile and strong. The voice of the river returns, gentle as a lullaby. To see yourself is to see the path. To accept is to cross. The seeker breathes deeply, and with that breath, the image dissolves. The river glows brighter, carrying them to the far shore. As they step off, the water fades behind, calm once more. The seeker looks back, but the river no longer reflects. It is now only light, returning to the dream from which it came. On the far bank, the path continues into soft silver mist. The seeker's heart is steadier, clearer, lighter than before. The trial of reflection is not about judgment, but acceptance. It teaches that to walk onward, one must carry wholeness within. The seeker bows once toward the river, gratitude filling the silence. Then they turn, walking into the mist where the path awaits. The throne feels closer, not in distance, but in spirit. For the seeker has seen the self and still chosen to continue. And so, The river's gift flows within them, calm and eternal. The mist parts slowly, unveiling a path that glimmers faintly like scattered starlight. The seeker steps forward, feeling the ground solid yet impossibly light. Above, constellations tremble, as though preparing to descend from the sky. Then, the path begins to rise, each step becoming a rung of light. It is no longer a road, but a staircase woven from stars themselves. The stairs of starlight stretch upward into the endless dream sky. Each step pulses gently, waiting, as if alive and listening. The seeker gazes upward, heart steady but filled with awe. The ascent does not call for haste, but for presence and patience. The first step glows faintly until the seeker places a foot upon it. At once the light strengthens, flowing upward like fire through glass. The staircase responds to intention, not strength, not pride. The seeker breathes slowly and takes another step. Each movement feels weightless, as though carried by invisible hands. The stars beneath their feet sing softly, a music without words. It is the sound of galaxies moving, of time unfolding in silence. The seeker pauses, feeling the vastness stretch infinitely in every direction. The height is not frightening, for the air itself feels like embrace. With each step, memories rise and drift outward like sparks. Moments of doubt, moments of fear, fall away like old dust. The seeker notices how the staircase brightens with every release. To climb is not to conquer, but to let go and grow lighter. The stars seem to recognize this truth, glowing brighter in agreement. Halfway upward, the seeker pauses once more. The sky opens wider, and constellations shift into unfamiliar patterns. They rearrange into images: an owl, a laurel, a shining throne. The seeker understands without words. The path is watched, guided. Each symbol is a promise of wisdom waiting at the summit. The staircase hums gently, urging the journey to continue. The seeker resumes, each step steady, each breath deeper. The climb feels endless, yet strangely timeless, outside the measure of hours. Here there is no fatigue, only the rhythm of ascent. Each step glows brighter beneath the seeker's feet. It is as though the stars themselves are lending their light. The seeker feels no fear of falling, for there is no ground below. There is only the vast embrace of night and the glowing path. At times, the staircase vanishes into darkness ahead. Yet when the seeker trusts, the next step appears beneath their foot. This is the trial of faith, not in gods, but in the self. Faith that the light will hold, even when unseen. The seeker moves upward, guided by courage born of quiet trust. The higher they climb, the more their heart feels unburdened. Old weight falls away, like shadows burned away by dawn. The staircase glows so brightly, it feels like walking inside a star. At last, the steps slow, reaching into a platform of radiant stillness. The seeker steps onto it, standing within a circle of constellations. The stars revolve slowly, forming a crown of light above. The air hums with presence, as though Athena's gaze lingers here. The seeker bows their head, heart steady, spirit lighter than before. The trial of the stairs of starlight is complete. It has taught not swiftness, not strength, but patience and trust. The seeker looks upward. The thrones glow closer, clearer in the distance. The journey continues, but the heart has grown brighter with every step. And so, the seeker walks onward, guided by the light of eternal stars. The seeker steps from the circle of stars and enters a silence deeper than night. The air is still, as if holding its breath in sacred waiting. Before them, a vast hall unfolds, woven not of stone but of memory. The walls shimmer with shifting images, glowing softly like painted glass. Each image is alive, replaying fragments of stories long past. The Hall of Echoes, a place where wisdom lingers like eternal flame. The seeker walks slowly, their steps ringing with quiet reverence. Every surface tells a tale, yet no words are spoken aloud. One panel shows a child offering bread to a stranger in need. Another reveals a wanderer pausing to lift a fallen bird to safety. Deeds of kindness etched into the dream as living constellations of memory. The seeker pauses, watching the scenes ripple with gentle light. But then the images shift, showing choices heavy with consequence. A figure turns away from truth, and shadows ripple outward into silence. A heart chooses fear over compassion, and the light dims slightly. The seeker feels the weight of these visions, not as judgment, but reflection. This hall is not about reward or punishment. It is about remembering that every act ripples outward into eternity. The seeker breathes deeply, heart stirred by both sorrow and hope. A voice rises from the shimmering walls, soft as 1,000 whispers. What you do is never lost. It becomes part of the greater weave. The seeker bows their head, honoring the truth carried in that voice. They walk deeper, where the walls brighten with visions of courage. Figures stand firm in storms, not with weapons, but with unwavering spirit. Another holds a hand out to lift another soul from despair. The seeker realizes these are not myths, not legends, but echoes of countless lives. Every soul leaves a mark, whether seen or unseen, upon the dream of eternity. The hall grows brighter as these stories unfold in countless, shimmering layers. It is a mosaic of humanity, both fragile and luminous. The seeker touches the wall, and a ripple spreads like sunlight on water. In that touch, they feel the warmth of generations before them. Their voices whisper together, not demanding, but inviting remembrance. The seeker whispers back, a vow to carry these truths onward. The hall hums gently, as though answering with approval. The path opens further, revealing a great arch at the far end. Its frame glows with golden vines, curling upward like living flame. Beyond it lies a softer light, calling gently to the heart. But before stepping forward, the seeker turns once more to the hall. They take one last moment to breathe in its eternal stillness. This place has shown them that life itself is a tapestry of choices, that kindness is never small, and truth is never wasted, that even mistakes, when acknowledged, weave into the whole with meaning. The seeker bows deeply, honoring the Hall of Echoes. As they rise, they feel lighter, as though carrying not burden, but blessing. The archway glows brighter, recognizing the step they are ready to take. The seeker passes beneath, carrying the memory of countless souls with them. The hall fades into silence, yet its wisdom lingers like a heartbeat. The trial of remembrance is complete. It has taught that to move forward is to carry the stories of all. The seeker walks on, their spirits steadied by the chorus of echoes. The throne grows nearer, its call softer, but unmistakably clear. And the journey continues, lit now by the strength of remembrance. The seeker steps beyond the golden arch, and the air changes once more. It is softer now, filled with the fragrance of unseen blossoms. Before them lies a vast meadow that seems to stretch without end. Its grasses shimmer like threads of emerald and gold in gentle waves. The sky above glows with hues of dawn and dusk at once. Here, time folds into beauty, a place where eternity feels tender. The meadow of stillness, where the heart learns the art of listening. The seeker walks slowly, each step releasing sound that fades into peace. There is no echo, no rush, only the rhythm of presence. Every breath deepens, every heartbeat slows, carried by the field's serenity. Flowers open as they pass, petals glowing with quiet light. The meadow seems to breathe with them, an endless cycle of calm. Yet beneath the stillness lies a trial hidden in its silence. The seeker pauses, sensing the weight of quiet pressing deeper. It is not oppressive, but it demands surrender of restless thought. No distractions, no illusions, only the raw mirror of the inner self. The seeker sits among the glowing grasses, folding hands upon their lap. Eyes close, and the meadow's silence floods inward. At first, thoughts scatter wildly, like startled birds breaking into sky. Memories rush, worries surface. The mind clings to its noise. But the meadow does not move, does not bend to distraction. It waits patiently, cradling the seeker in unshaken calm. Slowly, the storm of thought begins to soften into ripples. Breath deepens, and the seeker sinks into the rhythm of stillness. In the silence, voices rise not from outside, but within. Fragments of forgotten wisdom, whispers of clarity long overlooked. The seeker hears the self not as noise, but as song. And in that song, a truth surfaces, simple and clear. Peace is not absence, but presence. It is listening to what remains. The seeker breathes the words like air, letting them settle within. The meadow glows brighter, grasses shimmering as though approving. A gentle wind stirs, carrying warmth that soothes the heart. The silence no longer feels empty, but alive with quiet meaning. Time drifts, unmeasured, as the seeker learns to rest fully awake. They rise again, lighter than before, eyes open to the glowing field. The meadow blooms brighter in response, flowers unfolding in radiant arcs. The path ahead reveals itself as a silver trail between blossoms. The seeker walks, every step steady, every breath filled with calm. No longer racing, no longer restless, but aligned with the rhythm of being. The trial of stillness has been met, not with force, but surrender. It has shown that silence is not void, but fertile with truth. At the meadow's edge, a great oak tree rises tall and timeless. Its branches arch like arms, leaves shimmering with golden dew. Beneath its shade lies a doorway woven of roots and light. The seeker bows once to the meadow, honoring its gentle teaching. Then they step toward the doorway, heart carrying peace within. The oak shimmers, parting its roots to welcome passage. Beyond, the path continues, glowing with the throne's distant light. The seeker walks on, steadier, quieter, yet stronger in spirit. For they have learned the strength of stillness, and it guides them now. The throne calls not only to the mind, but to the heart at peace. And the journey continues, woven in calm, steady as eternity. The seeker steps beneath the oak's arch, and the world shifts again. This time, the air hums with a rhythm both strange and familiar. Before them stretches a labyrinth, vast and shimmering with threads of light. Its walls are not stone, but woven strands of silver memory. The labyrinth of mirrors, where the path bends with the mind itself. The seeker pauses, heart steady, eyes tracing the shifting passages. Each turn changes, each wall gleams with a reflection waiting to be seen. They step forward, and the labyrinth responds with a quiet shimmer. The first mirror rises, showing a reflection of the seeker's face. But the eyes glow brighter, filled with courage that feels distant yet real. The seeker touches the mirror, and it ripples into starlight. The path opens, but another turn appears, lined with shifting mirrors. Each reflection is different, showing versions of the self unchosen. One mirror shows them standing crowned, draped in gold and power. Another shows them silent, hidden away, never stepping onto the path. Another reveals laughter, a life simple and untouched by journeys. The seeker watches, heart trembling at these glimpses of possibility. The labyrinth whispers softly, a voice rising from countless reflections. You are more than one path. You are all paths you could have been. The seeker breathes deeply, letting the truth settle within. These visions are not temptations, but reminders of choice. Every step taken is not better or worse, only woven into becoming. The mirrors fade, leaving the seeker with clarity, not regret. The path bends again, leading into a darker corridor of glass. Here, the reflections twist, shadows stretching into unfamiliar shapes. The seeker sees fear, anger, loneliness staring back with hollow eyes. It is unsettling, but they do not turn away. These too are parts of the self, carried but not always seen. The seeker places a hand upon the dark mirror. The reflection shivers, then softens, eyes filling with quiet recognition. The voice returns, deeper now, woven with compassion. To deny shadow is to deny wholeness. To accept is to walk free. The seeker exhales, nodding gently, and the corridor brightens with light. The mirrors no longer distort, but reflect the seeker as whole. Both shadow and light, both strength and doubt, all woven together. The labyrinth shifts, revealing its center glowing with radiant silver. In the middle stands a single mirror, taller than all the rest. Its surface gleams, not with image, but with pure stillness. The seeker steps close, heart steady, breath calm. For the first time, the mirror does not reflect at all. Instead, it waits, silent, empty, inviting presence without disguise. The seeker gazes into it, and slowly the reflection appears, not as hero, not as shadow, but simply as they are. The image is quiet, unadorned, yet full of unmistakable truth. A voice whispers softly, almost within their heartbeat. The throne does not ask for perfection, only for presence. The seeker bows, honoring the mirror, and the surface glows in return. The labyrinth dissolves into light, its walls melting into starlit dust. The path reforms, clear, stretching outward beyond the dream hall. The seeker steps forward, carrying both light and shadow in balance. The trial of the labyrinth has ended, leaving wisdom in its place. It has taught that identity is not a single mask, but a mosaic. The seeker walks onward, heart steady, spirit whole in its complexity. Ahead, the throne's glow is brighter, drawing them ever closer. And so, the journey continues, with the self fully embraced at last. The seeker emerges from the labyrinth, and the air shifts into warmth. Before them unfolds a bridge made of woven light and flowing water. It shimmers like a rainbow stretched across endless skies of dusk. The bridge of echoes, where every step awakens voices of the past. The seeker pauses, heart steady, as the bridge hums beneath their feet. They take a step, and the sound of laughter rises like wind. Another step brings whispers, fragments of songs once sung in youth. The bridge carries memories not just of the seeker, but of many. Every soul who crossed before left behind an echo in its fabric. The seeker listens, their own footsteps weaving into the chorus. The voices are tender, not haunting, but alive with timelessness. One echo rises clearer, the voice of a teacher long forgotten. It speaks of patience, of lessons planted like seeds in silence. The seeker smiles softly, remembering the warmth of those words. Another echo surfaces, this time of a friend once lost to distance. The laughter carries love, unbroken by years or fading time. The seeker's eyes grow bright, heart stirred by the enduring bond. The bridge glows brighter with each step, alive with living memory. But not all echoes soothe. Some weigh heavy upon the air. A voice of regret rises, sharp with words unspoken and undone. The seeker halts, breath deepening, listening without turning away. These echoes, too, are part of the path, not to be denied. The seeker whispers softly, "I hear you. I honor you." The regret fades gently, transforming into light that joins the rest. The bridge teaches that echoes remain not as chains, but as reminders. Every voice, joyous or sorrowful, is woven into wholeness. The seeker walks onward, step by step across the glowing span. The air thickens, and the echoes gather louder around them. Now, the voices form a chorus, blending into one great harmony. It is as if every life, every choice, every bond sings together. The seeker closes their eyes, allowing the song to flow through. It is not a burden, but a gift, a reminder they are never alone. The chorus shifts, and within it rises their own voice, strong and clear. It calls back from the bridge itself, joining the timeless song. The seeker trembles, realizing they too are an echo in eternity. Not just a traveler, but part of the living weave of voices. The bridge stretches longer, endless yet intimate, like a heartbeat. Each step deepens the connection, each voice weaving into unity. The seeker feels lighter, yet more grounded, as if rooted in memory. At last, the bridge narrows into a final span of silver light. At its center stands an arch glowing with woven stars. The echoes gather for one last abyss song, soft and full of blessing. The voices whisper together, "Carry us with you, but walk as your own." The seeker bows, heart swelling with gratitude, eyes shining bright. Then they step beyond the final arch, the song fading to stillness. Behind them, the bridge remains, eternal and alive, with echoes. Ahead, the dream path stretches brighter, nearer to the throne itself. The seeker walks on, carrying memory, regret, and love in balance. For the bridge of echoes has taught them the truth of belonging. No soul walks alone, for every step carries voices of the whole. And so their journey continues, woven with the song of eternity. The seeker steps beyond the bridge of echoes, and the dream shifts once more. Ahead rises a mountain, its peak hidden in swirling clouds of silver. The mountain of breath, where the spirit learns to endure the climb of silence. The seeker pauses, breathing deep, sensing the weight of the path ahead. The air is thin, filled with whispers of wind that carry no words. Each step upon the mountain is heavy, yet strangely cleansing. The earth trembles softly, not with danger, but with deep rhythm. It is the pulse of the mountain itself, steady and eternal. The seeker begins to climb, and the path narrows with sharp turns. Every stone is luminous, glowing faintly like embers in the dark. The higher they climb, the louder their own breath becomes. It echoes in their chest, matching the rhythm of the mountain. The silence here is not empty, but filled with presence. The mountain asks not for strength, but for surrender to patience. The seeker struggles at first, each breath heavy and uneven. Thoughts rush forward, doubts whispering like winds across stone. But the mountain waits, unmoved, teaching through stillness. The seeker closes their eyes, breathing deeply, finding a slower rhythm. With each breath, the climb becomes less of a burden. The path seems to rise with them, supporting each careful step. The clouds thicken, wrapping the mountain in silver mist. Shapes flicker within it, forms of beings woven from air. They are guardians of breath, shifting like wind, yet rooted in silence. One drifts closer, its voice soft as a breeze across leaves. To reach the throne, you must breathe as eternity breathes. The seeker bows slightly, honoring the teaching, and continues the ascent. The climb is long, yet each breath steadies more than the last. The body grows weary, but the spirit sharpens with quiet focus. The mountain seems endless, stretching higher with each step. But the seeker no longer counts the distance, only the rhythm of breath. They pause at a ledge, gazing outward into the endless sky. Below, the path winds like a ribbon through valleys of light. Above, the peak glimmers faintly, as if waiting for their arrival. The seeker closes their eyes again, inhaling deeply, exhaling slow. With each breath, the mountain no longer feels like resistance. It feels like a companion, steadying and lifting the weary heart. At last, they reach the summit where clouds part into radiant stillness. The sky opens wide, filled with stars glowing like endless eyes. The seeker stands in the center, breathing deeply into the silence. Here, the trial reveals itself not as a challenge, but as a truth. Breath is the thread of life, weaving spirit into every moment. The seeker kneels, placing hands upon the luminous stone. They whisper softly, "I am part of this rhythm, not apart from it." The mountain responds, glowing brighter, as if bowing in return. A path of light unfurls from the summit, leading beyond the clouds. The seeker rises, breath steady, spirit lighter than before. The trial of the mountain has ended, leaving strength in its place. Not strength of body, but strength of patience and presence. The seeker steps forward, following the glowing path into the sky. Each breath is now a companion, steady and eternal. The throne calls closer, shining with quiet promise beyond the clouds. And so, the journey continues, lifted by the mountain's silent gift. The seeker steps into the final hall, and the dream grows vast and timeless. Here the air glows with starlight, each spark a memory of the eternal. At the center rises the Throne of Athena, radiant and unshaken. It is not carved of stone nor gold, but woven of pure light. Its form shifts gently as though alive, reflecting both wisdom and grace. The seeker halts, breath steady, heart filled with awe and reverence. The throne does not speak, yet its silence carries 1,000 truths. It waits not as an idol, but as a mirror of the soul. The seeker steps closer, their journey echoing within every heartbeat. Each trial they endured returns as a thread of shining memory. The meadows' stillness, the labyrinth's mirrors, the bridge's voices, the mountain's breath. All converge within this moment, woven into one endless whole. The seeker kneels, bowing low, honoring the throne with quiet grace. Yet the throne does not demand worship, only presence. Its light embraces the seeker, wrapping them in warmth eternal. Visions rise, not of power, but of balance, peace, and clarity. Athena's voice whispers, soft as wind, yet strong as truth. The throne is not mine to give, nor yours to claim. It is a place of remembrance, where wisdom and heart unite. The seeker lifts their eyes, meeting the throne's shimmering gaze. They see themselves reflected, not as a hero, but simply whole. Light and shadow, doubt and courage, all honored in harmony. The throne glows brighter, acknowledging their journey as complete. It does not bind nor crown, but opens a greater path. The seeker rises, no longer reaching, but already at peace. The dream around them shimmers, unfolding like wings of eternity. They understand now. The throne is not an end, but a beginning. It is a reminder that the eternal lies within every step, that wisdom is not distant, but woven into the act of living. The seeker turns, carrying the throne's light within their heart. Behind them, the hall fades into stars, dissolving into the infinite. Before them, a path of dawn stretches into waking life. They walk forward, steady and whole, carrying all they have learned. The meadow's stillness in their breath, the labyrinth's truth in their sight, the echoes of belonging in their soul, the patience of the mountain in their steps. All carried, all honored, all alive within them. The dream begins to fade, but its wisdom remains eternal. For the throne of Athena is not a seat of power. It is the quiet crown of presence, available to all who listen. The seeker smiles, stepping into light, ready for the life ahead. The throne remains, shining in silence, waiting for the next soul to journey. And so the dream continues, eternal, unbroken, timeless as the stars.